Hi, Scott Ogle from Evil Cheese here, and this is our breakout videos of our top 10 favorite games. We did an hour-long deep dive into each one of Casey, Eric's, and I's top 10 games and had a big discussion on it, but we also wanted to give you just a quicker, easier way to get the information on our top 10 games. So, starting at number 10, I have Dice Throne, the Marvel co-op version. And Dice Throne has continued to come out with a lot of new products. The game originally is like this very neat unfold your card and roll the dice, and each character has different dice. And recently they've come out with X-Men, in addition to, you've probably seen out there, a couple of Marvel editions, and then a series of their different seasons of original characters. And with Marvel, the expansion that I kickstarted, there's also these really cool adventures you can go on co-op as groups. So my number 10 game is Marvel Dice Throne co-op. Number 9 is The Tale of the Arabian Nights. This is a really cool game that's not really a competition type of game. It's almost like creating a story, choose your own adventure, only like in incredible detail. You have choices as to what you do, and it's really about what story you weave in this wonderful Arabian Nights themed story. At 8, I have Social Deduction series of games. There's a sci-fi version called The Resistance, and then there's kind of a Arthurian King Arthur Knights kind of version called Avalon. They're essentially the same game, just skinned differently. These are where you have a few different traders amongst you, and you're trying to figure out who they are, and you have to succeed at missions, and that's been great fun as well. This is my cat, Yuzu, who is helping me out. 7 is Sheriff of Nottingham. This is a bluffing game, which is big time fun. You have these little packs, and everybody takes turn being the Sheriff of Nottingham and being in charge of people bringing things in. And so you're trying to sneak the most stuff in, and you're trying to sniff out other people and what they are bringing in. And so it's this fun bluffing game, Sheriff of Nottingham. 6 is Colt Express. This is a Western train robbery game, but it's super simple and quick. And you've got these little cards out that are the train, and you've got your little people, and you program them. Like you say, okay, my guy's gonna climb down a ladder and turn around and shoot and then jump to the next car or whatever. And so you set out what you're gonna do, but in the meantime, everybody else is programming what they do. And so then it's kind of hilarious sometimes to see what happens where the person you thought you were going to shoot is someplace else, and you turn around and you fall off, and it's fun and quick game. That's Colt Express, number 6. And number 5 comes Kinfire Delve, one of the newer games that we have been playing a lot recently. Kinfire Delve is a card-based system, but you have characters, and then you have a deck of cards that are custom to those characters. And then the delving part is you have a deck of bad guys and challenges to get through, and you work together on these challenges, delving through the deck, and your reward for defeating these enemies a lot of times is you delve 5 more cards, 4 more cards, 3 more cards. So you get all the way through, and once you get to the bottom, you delve all the way through it, you fight a boss guy together. Cooperative, fun, easy, very sophisticated art and design to that game. So number 5, Kinfire Delve. Coming in at number 4, Dungeons & Dragons Dungeon Mayhem Monster Madness. So there was an original Dungeon Mayhem game, and then there's a Monster Madness add-on. And it kind of like just has fun with the whole Dungeons & Dragons theme, with funny beholder characters and mimic characters and funny little cards. And it's sort of a competition game. You're trying to kind of knock down your opponents on their hit points, and they're trying to do it to you, and it's kind of survival of the fittest. Fun, quick, fast-paced card game using mostly symbols, in fact. Number 3 comes in, and if Calvin, my son, wants to pan down here, you will see a gigantic pile of Marvel United figures I have in here, and I went all in on the Kickstarter. I'm a huge comic book and Marvel fan. And so, you know, I got and painted a lot of these figures. This is my Hulkbuster Iron Man figure that I have. And this is a really cool cooperative card game that you play. And it's very thematic in that you feel like the powers really match the character that you're playing. Like, for example, Nightcrawler of the X-Men is a teleporter. And so he moves around the board very quickly, popping from place to place. And same thing with the bosses and design of the game. The figures are beautiful. The game is fun. I've probably taken it a little too far with all the stuff I've gotten. And don't ask me about the Kickstarter for the DC United that will be coming out with Batman, Superman. It's already too much. Anyway, Kinfire Chronicles is the next game that I want to talk about, and it is Kinfire, and the company that makes it has done this really interesting thing where they've kind of developed characters in a world, and the first game was Delve, and then the next game was Chronicles, and then there's even a game after that, and I can't remember what that one's called, maybe Council or something, Kinfire Council. But Kinfire Chronicles is basically like D&D in a box, only instead of dice, you play cards, and the opponents play cards, the enemies play cards, and you pull out boxes, and you flip through books, and it's like playing D&D in a box. Super fun game that we've been playing campaign style for a while now. And then number one, and this was a game that surprised other people, but my favorite game is King of Tokyo, which is a kaiju giant monsters, and you get to pick your own giant monsters, and there's expansions to it, and you pick your monsters, and kind of like the Dungeons and Dragons Monster Mayhem game, you're fighting against each other, and in this kind of fun monster kind of world that you're playing to try to survive, and you've got fun powers and things that you do. So, to review my top 10 list for you quickly here, at number 1, King of Tokyo. Number 2, Kinfire Chronicles. Number 3 is Marvel United. Number 4 is Dungeons and Dragons Dungeon Mayhem Monster Madness. And then 5 is Kinfire Delve. 6, Colt Express. 7, Sheriff of Nottingham. 8, The Resistance / Avalon Social Deduction. 9, The Tale of Arabian Nights. And 10, Dice Throne, the Marvel co-op campaign version. So that's my quick top 10 list. If you're interested in hearing more about it, or all three of us guys, Eric, Casey, and myself, Scott, discuss it, there is a longer video, and I know that Eric and Casey also did their top 10 lists individually. Thanks so much for watching Evil Cheese as we delve more into games and fun stuff. Thanks so much for watching.